Hello and welcome to another video from FundingStore. Today we're going to be looking at what do investors look for when seeking to make an investment. Here at FundingStore we see hundreds of business plans and speak to many business owners and investors with regards to fundraising. In our experience, businesses that successfully attract funding tend to demonstrate strength in a number of key areas. In this presentation, I'm going to have a look at those 4 key areas in the hope that it will focus your thinking about your proposition and help you find that funding for your business that you require. First of all, investors will be looking at your product or service, of course. What they'll be looking for, well, firstly, they'll be wanting to gain a clear idea of what the product or service does, and that also would include what need does it fulfill, aka what problem does it solve, or process does it make more efficient or simpler. They'll also be looking for the product's uniqueness and usefulness or benefits. Investors will also crucially want to know whether your product or service is scalable, how easy will it be to roll out elsewhere, nationally, internationally, etc., and how well protected your product is from imitation or competition from other companies. This will tend to boil down to IP or intellectual property, and it will be very important to demonstrate that you've given considerable thought to this. Right, so what else is important? Well, secondly, market. And this doesn't mean simply the size of the market, but also the conditions and trends in that market, whether it's growing or shrinking, and also, crucially, the realistic impact that your product or service can make on the industry, i.e. the market penetration. This again will boil down to some extent to competition as well, so it's crucial you have a good idea of who your competitors will be and the kind of metrics they're working with, and how you will ensure long-term sustainability of competitive advantage over these other businesses and rivals in your market. However, it's important to consider all competition, including indirect. Again, intellectual property or IP will be relevant for this one. How are you protecting your ideas from imitation by your competition? Financials would also fall under market. So the perceived impact and forecasts of your future profitability, your margins per unit, cost per unit, etc., and crucially the drivers of this. Thirdly, and perhaps most importantly, the management team is absolutely crucial. You need to be able to persuade any potential investor that you and your team are the right team to carry this project through. This includes having the relevant balance in the team. It includes your ambition, your drive, whether you've got the relevant experience and skills personally, or whether you can bring in the right team that will have these skills. Also, they'll be looking for your energy, passion and vision to see your project through, even when the inevitable complications and setbacks start to set in. It would also be worth mentioning any contacts you have that may assist you with getting to where you want to be. Lastly, does the potential investor like and trust you? Have you built a good rapport between the investor and you? As an investor is unlikely to put money into people that they do not like or can't see themselves working with. Do you appear coachable and open to others' ideas? As the investor may wish to play an active role in the business's growth and determining how the business is run, so they need to be confident that you're willing to take on new ideas. Number 4, and lastly, any investors will be looking for traction, otherwise known as momentum. Very few angels or VCs are going to invest in an idea alone due to the high level of risk that would be involved in that. Instead, they're looking for validation of your product or service, the market you've been operating in and your strategy, etc. These will be based on indicators or milestones, which could include sales figures, i.e. are people who you don't know buying your product, growth, cost of acquiring new customers, etc. Make sure to include relevant documents, including letters of intent, contracts, any distribution agreements, etc. You need to be able to convince them that you're already heading in the right direction and have proven your concept, but need investment to speed up the inevitable success of your business. So as I said, I hope you find this helpful whilst preparing your business plan or planning your pitch to prospective investors, etc. As always, if you have any further questions, feel free to give one of our team a call on 01565 756 141 or have a look around the website. You can also get in touch with the business plan specialist at fundingstore.com/need-advice.